ladies and gentlemen, look from the right. I want you to see this next amazing demonstration. This is the Boeing helicopter MH-47E Chinook. The Boeing MH-47E U.S. Army enhances its ability to carry out secret missions deep in enemy territory, at night, and in foul weather. The dark, dangerous-looking MH-47E that you see there is today's special operations version of the much-admired Chinook helicopter from the Vietnam era. With its high-tech terrain following radar and an infrared sensor, the MH-47E is the trump card of the United States Army's famous Night Stalker. From the 160th Special Operations Regiment at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, here comes the Boeing helicopter's MH-47. That big stick sticking out of the nose is actually an aerial refueling port, so it can be refueled while in flight. Chris, you say that's a scary refueling helicopter? I would think it could be, because the rotor is actually extending beyond where the refueling probe is.
I had the privilege flying up to the lab there in 130 at the Silver Star National Guard pad, and they came up behind us, and their rotor came within one side was 60 of the aircraft, and the other side was 15, 25, depending on which way you were.
Now, watch the road coming out from the left. You can see it on the big screen. You can't see it up close. Watch the soldiers come out of here. They're from Fort Bragg. They're fast roping down. This is a fast roping search and extraction system. Soldiers are from the 2nd Battalion of the 3rd Special Forces Group. A rotor disc diameter of about 60 feet. The pilot is busy all the time with his feet on two what they call anti-torque pedals that control the direction left or right that it looks. His left hand is on a lever that comes out from behind his seat, and that's called the collective. And he pulls on that to make the helicopter go up and down, to change the fight of the rotors in the air. And in his right hand is the typical stick that is known as the cyclic. It controls whether the helicopter goes that way, or back. So he's busy. What do we call flying a helicopter, Chris? We don't just call it flying a helicopter. We call it.
I'm not beating on him today after what I saw yesterday. Now
he's going to say. What were you going to say?
Okay, I give him some stuff, and I apologize to the Red Bull pilot, but yeah, they beat the air into the submission.
The maximum speed of the MH-47 is about 177 miles per hour down at sea level. Maximum cruising speed is 161 miles per hour. Now, I'm not going to get your eyes glazed over talking about the physics of why they can't go a lot faster. That's more trouble than it's worth. But suffice it to say, 177 miles an hour in a helicopter is pretty daggone good.
Yeah, and not only that, but I believe this thing has the capability of lifting over 16,000 pounds. So lifting 16,000 pounds and traveling 160 miles an hour, that's got a lot to say for itself too.
Yeah. Now watch, he's going to go into a hover, and this is the most difficult part of flying a helicopter, staying in the right place. The loadmaster, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Chris, the loadmaster is responsible for actually telling the pilot where to go when they're over somebody to pick up or drop off.
Right, because the pilots are looking forward and they're trying to maintain their gauges and their attitude. And the only way that they can see what's going on behind them is by the loadmaster who's laying down on his belly on that ramp. And he's got his headphones on and he's talking to the flight deck going, backwards, forward a little bit. That way he can see what's going on. Like I said, the pilot's got to maintain what's going on in front of him.
Another rope has been dropped off. The soldiers down there are getting hooked up to that rope. And they're going to get the ride of their life very, very soon. Once all the soldiers are connected to that rope, they'll give a hand signal to the loadmaster. The loadmaster has a helmet on, has intercom, so he can talk directly to the pilot. As Chris was telling you, tell him to go back, left, right, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, hover, whatever, up, down. And once they are all connected, the pilot will very, very gently, with his left hand, pull up on the collector, increasing the pitch of the blade, or the angle of the blade, and cause it to rise in altitude, lifting all of those soldiers up. Going up now, let's take a look at the ship. We're going to get these guys out of here.
I would have been listening to that.
Wow. Yep, I think a lot of attention being taken up. Again, how much is this?
I believe it's around 16,000 pounds. I've seen it carry a 105 howitzer. I've seen it carry about 40 buildings. And now I'm watching it carry 5 gentlemen. This is a light man. Yeah, and my hat's off to those men and women out there who are on that road, because I've done a lot of wild things in my life, and I don't know if I want to be fooling around the Greater Washington, D.C. area hanging by a string.
All right, they're flying an American flag. How about that? Able to go in with 5, pick up a downed airman, and get them all out, and get some equipment out as well. That lifting, that was right at the ragged edge of its lifting capability.
Yeah, I believe that helicopter had a 4-cylinder engine in the back of it, and, you know, for the time it was a high-powered engine, but today's standards wouldn't cut it.
No, it certainly wouldn't. It's 52 feet 1 inches long, it's 18 feet 4 inches high. The rotor diameter of each of those rotors is 60 feet. And once again, that big stick sticking out the front is a refueling probe where they can actually line up behind an airplane like a KC-130 refueling model of the Hercules that we saw earlier. And they'll have a couple of a big hose run out and a big round basket about 3 feet in diameter, and it's the responsibility of the pilot to put that probe on the front of the helicopter right into that probe and probe fueling system right into that basket and fill it up. And that's how they get the basket to sail off.
That makes pilots feel first. That basket is not sitting still. They may be flying straight when they're not. But it's bouncing up and down, left and right, forward and back.
You bet. There is turbulence involved from the wind sticks of the refueling aircraft. There's turbulence involved in the fact that it's going through the air, and there's turbulence that causes the helicopter to move. So aerial refueling is an amazing, difficult challenge. MH-47s on the ground. They're going to recover the soldiers. How about a nice round of applause for Spine Prime? That's the 13th number. Fort Campbell 160 Special Operations Regiment. Helicopter